Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
In this sacred manual of power manifestation, which serves as a scriptural authority containing the Shastra Pramanas, eternal unchangeable truths, Apta Pramanas, Atma Pramanas, Sakshi Pramanas, and Prataksha Pramanas, we present to you the various powers of Paramashiva. By this, we place before humanity the supreme authenticity of the power manifestation science established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Nityananda Paramashivam. Paramashiva has systematically revealed these powers in their purest forms as various techniques and revelations to experience pure oneness with Paramashiva. As a direct experience of oneness with Paramashiva, his Shaktis powerfully manifest in an initiated being at different levels of human consciousness, physicality, physiology, psychology, and neurology permanently. We offer these power manifestation manuals to celebrate your experience of oneness with the Supreme Paramashiva. Nityanandam.
Nityanandam, Jnanapadati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has is 5 phase, Ishana Murti has is 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovijian order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, and Nityananda order of monks, nuns, Hindu diasporas, are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nityananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time-capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamala Pita Sarvanya Pita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Surya Vamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva.
you choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness Nityananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Let's go to the powerful cognition from Bhagavan Satsang.
Let me explain how your mind is moving, how you are thinking. First, all the three sutras, he spoke only about breath. He never used the word mind. First time he is bringing that word. First time Shiva is introducing. First time he is bringing the word mind. And first time he is uttering the word nirvigalpataya. Means be unclutched. The state in which you don't have any vigalpa. You don't connect and see. Vigalpa means connecting the kalpanas. Nirvigalpa means where you don't connect anything. Kalpa means itself connecting or imagining. Imagining is what is meant by the word kalpa. Here he says nirvigalpa, where you don't connect. You are unclutched. Let me just explain how you think you are thinking. This zone, I am describing only this zone. This zone I am describing in a detailed way, in a deeper level. The close-up view. Shiva is taking us a little further, so I am giving you the close-up view. This is what I call neutral space. Every moment every moment, every kshana, again and again and again you experience this neutral space. Constantly it is happening in you. Whenever your incoming breath takes turn as outgoing breath, or outgoing breath takes turn as incoming breath. Every moment this neutral space is happening in you. Constantly you are changing the gear. Whenever you change a gear, you have to go to the neutral space. Constantly you are changing the gear. Let it be very clear, if you are constantly changing the gear, means constantly you are unclutched. Every moment you are unclutched. Now one more thing you need to understand. Yesterday I was telling you, because you don't feel comfortable with this space, you just fast forward, you jump from here to there. You do not give your attention to this space. You give attention to this space and this space, but not to the neutral space. You give attention to incoming breath, outgoing breath. You don't give attention to neutral space. You just jump. You fast forward, jump the neutral space. That is why you feel this gap is too small and this gap is more. That is why you feel the incoming breath time and outgoing breath time is more than neutral spaces. One important thing you should know, you may think the incoming breath time and the outgoing breath time is more than the neutral space, but in actuality they are not more. The time is same. You need to understand now about time. According to the Western mind, the time is chronological, means second. It is measured by second. According to Eastern mind, according to the, I can say Eastern no mind, according to the rishis, time is psychological, it is not chronological. Kshana is not equivalent to a second. Please be very clear. In Vedic system, we measure time with the unit called kshana. Kshana is not equivalent to time. Kshana is not equivalent to second. Kshana means gap between one thought and the other thought. Kshana means the gap between one thought and the other thought. Please understand, if you can follow, if you can come little deeply with this sutra, Shiva is straight away showing you the ultimate truth or your very nature. Shiva doesn't believe in changing your activities. He believes in changing your belief about yourself. He doesn't bother about your activities. Throughout this book, not even a single morality is given. He doesn't say speak truth. He doesn't say be non-violent. He doesn't say be a celibate. Nothing. He doesn't give a single morality. He doesn't give you a single instruction. He straight away shakes your core, changes your idea about yourself. The idea which you carry about yourself, he just shakes and changes it. Done, over. He doesn't believe in cutting the branches. He straight away removes the root. He is going to the root. Then naturally, morality will flower in you. That's why I say Shiva is the only solution for the modern day. He doesn't speak about anything. He never says what you should do or what you should not do. No rules. With the rules, nothing can be done. With the truth, you don't need to do anything. Simply the whole thing will start expressing itself. Just he changes your idea about yourself. See, the moment your idea about yourself changes, you start existing in a different consciousness. altogether in a different space. Nothing needs to be done. You don't need to, no teachings are necessary to control you. All teachings are constables, cops who are sitting inside you. Teachings are nothing but cops who are sitting inside your brain. Here, there is no need to give you any teaching. Just a single understanding. Just a single understanding is enough. Your idea about yourself will be completely changed. The moment your idea about you changes, no need for any morality, any teaching. You will simply start expressing the morality. You don't bother about anything else. If you are given morality, if you are given teachings, you will be constantly bothered about the other half. For example, if you are asked not to do something, you will be constantly thinking about that only.
Which is a powerful cognition that Bhagavan gives. Changing your belief changes everything about you, and the identity just collapses and recreates itself as consciousness. We'll go to the Shastra Pramana.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of mind reading is taken from the Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.15. Hridaye chitta samghatad drishyasvapadarsanam. Hridaye chitta samghatad drishyasvapadarsanam.
Shiva Sutra 1.15. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, when the individual mind is united to the core of consciousness, every observer and every observable or objective phenomenon, and even the absence of every objective phenomenon, is directly experienced as a form of consciousness and appears in its existential reality as it is. Bhagavan beautifully says in this powerful cognition how changing our belief completely changes our identity. What we understood was and is completely different. Bhagavan says a beautiful analogy that a person gets married and completely in love and so much in with that person, and finally after marriage the person comes to know that person they're expecting it to be a man or a woman itself is not true. That's how we understand that the mind that we are relaying throughout our life completely, it's like a mirage, and it is completely there only to give us more confusion and more confusions. And here Bhagavan beautifully says the strong belief that the gap between your thoughts, how you just resist and jump over, the gap is the same length of your thoughts. The thoughts settle down, the gap becomes larger, and you manifest as powers. Even as scientific, they have found out that you can manifest a space of 2 to 3 minutes of no thought zone. Here, Bhagavan is giving a beautiful exercise that simply in the restful awareness can be experienced by everybody. And because of the initiation, that few seconds where you start experiencing the initiations as manifestation of powers can be done by everybody, and that will be the real existential reality. Anything other than the manifestation is only our thoughts running riot in our system. The more and more we start learning to live the reality through the Agnya as manifestation of powers in everything, Bhagavan beautifully says, I'm available to make a coffee or a critical decision, $1 million decisions for you. He is available to manifest everything. That's why the beautiful scene is Arjuna's charioteer is Krishna, where he manifests the whole war before itself. He tells Arjuna, I have already killed and they are already dead. All you need to do is enact the whole show and receive the great name. That's all you need to do, Arjuna. You don't have anything to do out there. You're not killing them, you're not doing anything, and you cannot do anything. That is the true life, how life exists. Only thing Sadashiva has to manifest, Paramashiva has to manifest through you and engage you into whatever you're doing. It is nothing that we can do, nothing that we cannot do. It is already existing and it is happening. We are aligning to what is happening is the ultimate reality. And coming to that terms with us gives a shift in the belief itself. Arjuna was completely shifted from the concept that he is going to kill his own brothers and his guru and his grandfather. He came to know that everything is already over. Krishna has made it happen. He just has to enact the whole thing by shooting the arrows and getting the name. All that is our life. Everything has been manifested as reality by Sadashiva for everyone, as how the nature happens. And that's how we do it in our dream. We take the dream and we project it, the whatever we are missing, and we are manifesting in multiple places, multiple people, and we are abundance is flowing. Everything happens as we want. Same thing can be done here consciously when we understand Bhagavan is manifesting everything in our life, and we are just here to witness the whole thing and celebrate the whole thing as the extension of Paramashiva. Such a beautiful shift Arjuna had. And after that, he understood what he was doing as manifestation. With such a powerful cognition here, let's start the Apta Pramana of others in Mahabharata. Mahabharata, before Karna was killed by Arjuna, there is a conversation between Krishna and Karna. Karna asked Krishna the most painful question that he pained him all his life. Sulking and self-pity has been the root pattern of Karna. Krishna explained to Karna that the life is not fair to anyone, not even to Krishna himself. Life's unfairness doesn't mean one can take the wrong path, but one's duty is to stand up and protect Dharma. This is from Mahabharata, Karna Parva. The beautiful space that Krishna says that even before his birth, he was being planned to kill. So there is nothing which is fair. He was driven away from everywhere and he was called all kinds of names. But Krishna kept on standing up without self-pity, self-denial, or any painful experience. When he told Karna how life is, it's not something fair or unfair, but to stand up and enjoy whatever is happening as the manifestation of the consciousness playing the Leela continuously. When Karna understood this beautiful space, he was so complete and he was surrendering to Krishna and got into such a beautiful oneness space and attained Krishna Moksha, Karna Moksha. Here, Bhagavan gives the Atma Pramana.
Atma Pramana, this is the last pattern I broke before enlightenment. Even an incarnation who consciously land in the body, listen, with integrity, authenticity, I'm telling you, I landed into the body consciously, but even I had slight memory of pain, then I am 100% sure is the strongest pattern all are carrying in your life. Bhagavan beautifully narrates.
Most fundamental thought pattern in you, you have to know how did the pain enter in your system. All right. Please listen. how the pain entered into your system as a pattern. Long, long before, long, long ago, once upon a time, everything was well for you. In the cozy, warm bed of water, you had automatic food supply, automatic air supply, great background music. Tuck, tuck, tuck. All was well, cozy, warm, safe in your mother's womb. There was sudden tsunami. Your cozy waterbed shattered. You were violently pushed out of your cozy home. You were forced into narrow path, way which was certainly created by someone who never had to go through himself or herself. It was so painful, but you had no choice. You kept getting pushed harder and harder, and then suddenly, when you come out and settle down, a pair of rough hands turns you upside down and slaps you on your wrong place, welcoming you in the world. And you express your first expression ever in your life, the deep cry with the deep pain and despair. Please understand, such an unfortunate thing. Your first expression is deep pain and despair. Right from that moment, you get the very first thought of your life. Life is dangerous. You are unsafe. Please listen. This is the last pattern I broke before enlightenment. Even an incarnation who consciously landed in the body, listen, with integrity and authenticity, I am telling you, I landed into the body consciously. But even I had a slight memory of this pain. Then I am 100% sure this is the strongest pattern you all are carrying. In my life, I do not know anything called pain, even when I had a fracture. Even when I had a fracture, there was never no pain. Morning 7 o'clock I had fracture, 2:30 I had surgery. Till then, no pain, no painkiller, no anesthesia. The person who lives painless, even for me, the memory of the birth pain was there. I have to cut that to become enlightened. So listen, it means for all of you, this is the first root thought pattern. Life is unsafe.
Beautiful. Bhagavan told how pain is the root thought pattern. Now let us go to the Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramana are the initiated disciple devotees around the world who are demonstrating the power. Here we have a devotee expressing the power of mind reading. Root pattern analysis.
So now I'm going to be sharing with you what the third eye revealed. One thing the third eye revealed was a memory of when you were a very small child, almost at the age of 6 years old. I saw you in a dress, okay? It was like a fluffy frilled dress, and you were sort of dancing almost like dancing, and you were sort of expressing yourself.
Wow.
But in that whole memory, one thing that I saw, the cognition you carried was you were so busy showing what is it you could do, but did not understand what you are, the strength of what you are. You were still thinking, let me find myself through how others respond to me. You were not, how to say this, it is not more attention driven, it was more of a cry in which you want yourself to be, oh wow, this is exactly what I'm made of. This is my strength. This is what I am. This is who I know I'm going to be and what I'm going to be for myself. There was a particular part of this memory in which it got hurt. Nobody was actually responding to you the way you expected. And I saw that this was with family members especially, pertaining to your mother. So your mother was actually a very supportive person. However, at that particular time, you wanted to actually stabilize yourself in knowing what you know of as best, so you could secure yourself there. However, because of that, nowadays, whenever you manifest a relationship, whether it's a career, it will always be a career in a form of, let me get down to what is it I know of, and I want to see whether my creative is going to inspire others. I think if you look at your career path, it's always more of, let me share my ideas. Even the sharing of your ideas came from the moment of when you were unsure about yourself. Not because you're sure. When you get your third eye initiated when you come to Swamiji, you'll just see, because you'll be the energy in which you experience, hey, let me take a conscious decision that I am Paramashiva. Let me manifest all my relationship, my life, my career in this way. Instead of, I don't know who I am, but I'm going to be really confident and see where life takes me to. Both ends manifest different realities. So I would like you to share what the third eye actually revealed. Were you able to connect with it?
Yeah, first of all, it was beautiful looking at you during that exercise. I could feel so much energy coming off of you, and it was interesting how your eyes really got very watery, and everything you're saying makes sense. I can feel my inner space opening as you're talking, and just the shifts I've been having here in Adi Kailash, it really lines up with what you're saying and the breakthroughs I've been having here. And yeah, I was always in a big frilly dress dancing ballet when I was 6 years old.
Oh,
and my mom
great.
would always take me there. So yeah, it's
So you're able to relate to the cognition?
definitely.
Prataksha Pramana, scientific studies what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. A new study brings scientists one step closer to mind reading. Researchers have developed a technique that uses the brain waves captured by the EEG machines to reconstruct the images you see. In the following video, you will now watch, while the scenario exists only in the realm of science fiction, new research from the University of Toronto Scarborough brings it one step closer to reality. Scientists have used EEG data brainwaves to reconstruct images of faces shown to subjects. In other words, they're using EEG to tap into what a subject is seeing.
up everything for finding the root pattern of the partner. Jnananjan, camera, pencil and paper for both of you, and the partner. Explain to the partner how we are going to do the whole thing and explain what is root pattern and make them comfortably seated and tell them what exactly step by step it's going to happen. Set up the camera. Take few minutes to set up the camera, download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure that the time is shown on the screen very vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you and the partner. It's very silent behind and it's very well lit. The camera should be in wide angle. These are amazing entangling videos, so don't miss recording all these Shakti Avishkarna videos. Guidelines. Turn on the video recording, apply the Jnananjan. Bring your awareness to your third eye. Ask the partner to write whatever patterns they are in. Facing constantly, you scan for the root pattern as you see through the third eye and verify if the patterns they have and struggles they have is matching with your whatever is revealed exactly. Then you're manifesting the powers. If you're just getting closer to it or having a Kundalini energy, wonderful. Please go ahead and share these authentic video with powerful cognition and listen to others' experience of manifestation for entanglement.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagwan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched, by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level,
or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump, the transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just on jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that,
the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nityananda. Nityananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched, complete completion, to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva, that everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you'll be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम्। ॐ नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम्। ॐ नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम्। नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम्। Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
नित्यानंद परमशिवम् 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nityananda Paramashivam 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 Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Verification process. Verify no video editing Shakti Avishkarna power manifestation video. Verify video is not stopped or restarted during the process of manifestation. All videos are verified with a timestamp. No clues or hints, no Bluetooth or gadgets. If you'd like to use Aushadha on your third eye or Yantra or banyan leaf, mirror, Paramashivashila, please go ahead. Simply, you can apply the Jnananjan and look through your third eye and these will be revealed. You can write all the details of the root pattern of the partner and match it with the struggles they have going through exactly. Do not tamper the data after you get the results from the verification process. The more authentic, more power manifestation happens. Thank you for participating in power manifestation.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar Manifesting Power Groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nityananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnanapatati, Nityananda Jnanapatati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nityananda.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham